It approved Tinubu's $6 billion loan request. Reps approved Tinubu's $6 billion external loan request. Senate extends 2025 capital budget implementation to June 30. President say, I won't contest 2027. We'll wait till 2031, said Saraki. Prior Governor Abdulrazak denied submitting aspirant's name to president. Bauchi Governor Mohammed signals PDP exit, highs ADC. Soldiers did not provide cover for Plateau attackers, says military. Court adjourns Rufa's bail hearing to April 1. And moving on to the foreign scene, Senegal enacts law doubling penalty for same-sex relations. Spain discovered drug tunnel to Morocco. King Charles III to pay state visit to U.S. in late April. Iran vows to target U.S. tech firms if more leaders are killed. And moving on to the world of sport, NPFL, Awerero vows to end shooting stars away jinx against Remo Stars. Iran will be at World Cup play in U.S. FIFA's Infantino. And those are the major headlines making the rounds today. It was compiled and edited by Abiodun Akinwumi. And my name is Omonike Babatunde. For sponsorship or advert placement, kindly contact our sales and marketing office on 091 229 4332 or 090 7722 7120. Up next is Diamond Breakfast Show, where we discuss and have in-depth analysis on some of the topical stories. Don't forget, you can follow us by logging on to any of Diamond FM online platform on www.diamondfm.net or keep up to date via social media pages. You can as well watch us live on our YouTube page, Diamond 88.7 FM. Don't go away, please.
Hour after hour of quality programming all around the clock. With us, every second and minute counts. When it comes to bringing you the best of programming on radio, Diamond 88.7 FM remains your best bet. Be it sport, folk radio, entertainment, and music. One thing is certain, we've got you.
Major talking points in Nigeria are always on the lips of the citizens.
What's going on in this country? Look at smaller countries taking lead, and you call yourself giant of Africa. Yeah.
Nigeria don't spoil my business too much. Nigeria is too hard for us. I mean, they want to kill us. Why they not kill us for Nigeria? Please, so help us beg them.
They should reduce their expenditure so that they can free enough money for social development.
I wish for a Nigeria where we elect a leader based on competency and not popularity.
On the Diamond Breakfast Show, we place the spotlight on the critical issues in the country.
Government that says they are broke can prioritize construction of an additional runway over education of the people.
How can a government, how can you hurt Indomine? I mean, it's intolerable. It's provocative.
Now, you see, when you look at our democratic journey, we are yet to practice the new democratic system in Nigeria.
Join us on Mondays to Friday on the DVS from 9 to 10 a.m. The Diamond Breakfast Show, amplifying the voice of the people. From the studios of Diamond 88.7 FM in Loring, it's the Diamond Breakfast Show.
All right, a beautiful morning to you, Nigerians. Beautiful morning to you, Clarence. You're welcome to the Diamond Breakfast Show, and I welcome you to the month of April. May we witness answers to all the prayer petitions we made in March and which we're still making right at the moment. I welcome you to the great month. And today, again, on the DBS, we will be discussing matters that concerns us as Nigerians. We will be preferring solutions to it. I will be your host and I will be your guide for the next 1 hour. I am Omonike Babatunde. What will be our focus for today? Well, Nigeria, a land flowing with milk and honey, is fast daily, flowing with blood of innocent Nigerians, while condemnation and well-crafted verbosity remains the most consistent response from prominent office holders and even from the presidency, while action is still pending. And what started as 58 trillion naira budget got a 9 trillion naira late add-on, bringing it to 68 trillion naira. The government calls it budget of consolidation, but it is basically covering old debts while betting on new ambitions. How, you say, where they raised the oil price benchmark to $75, essentially from $65. And well, they are manifesting 2.5 trillion naira as a gain or growth, hopefully. But then what happens when the crude oil market and the lender are not so patient? So what happens to our budget and what happens to Nigeria? You're welcome on the DBS. I am not alone this morning. I am joined by Engineer Jacobs Omonike. We'll be having insightful conversation today, analyzing the budget of consolidation, as well as talking about, the several series of condemnation happening in Nigeria at the moment. You're welcome, sir.
Good morning, Omonike, and good morning, Nigerians.
All right, you're welcome, sir. Okay, let's get the show started. So on Sunday, Assailant opened fire at a Bakum restaurant in Angwa Rukuba in Jos local government area of Plateau State that left about 28 people dead and several others injured. And while reacting to this, the former Labour Party, that's Peter Obi, former Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi, he condemned the action, saying it is unacceptable that these attacks happen with such frequency. And he made mention also that the safety of Nigerian lives must become non-negotiable. Well, I'm just going to cut it short. There are several he wrote on his X handle. And even the former Vice President Atiku also has the same opinion. He condemned the attack. Well, if you ask me, the previous administration they were always expressing shock when all this happens. But the current administration is always condemning, but then we really do not see proactive actions from them. Well, Atiku condemned it also, and he called it outraged by the barbaric attack. Despite endless pronouncement and so-called marching order, insecurity remains the grim daily reality of ordinary Nigerians who continue to bear the brunt of the failing system. That one aside, Kwakwanso also reacted to this, and he said the killing represents the continuing failure of leadership and the deepening culture of impunity that has turned part of our country into killing fields. Well, I'm just speaking some lines. Well, the Christian Association of Nigeria has also reacted. They also condemned this particular killing. The president, Daniel Oko, described the attack as not just tragic, but also unacceptable. And the presidency also condemned the recent attack by gunmen in Plateau State. And the presidency issued a statement through the special advisor on information strategy, Bayo Onanuga, and he directed security agencies to intensify efforts. They should investigate and, to de-escalate the tension happening. Well, Engineer, we keep condemning. So these are rhetorics, or do I say verbosity of, condemnation happening? Is this fast not becoming, do we say, what has this done? Because in essence, if we look at it, no particular decisive action has been made. This is just condemnation. What is your reaction to this?
Thank you very much. And I want to thank Nigerians for listening to us again. I say good morning. Like I would say, this we are already in a tradition. Yeah, the condemnation today, condemnation tomorrow has become a tradition, and we seem to be lost. We are not sure of what action to take, and we are not actually sure of what government is thinking in solving the problem. And most of the time, we most of our agencies are reactive in nature, and when you have this system where you continue to react over an incident that has already happened, and probably those perpetrators, orchestrated it, planned it, and then it took a while for them to be able to put all their arsenals together, and then at the end of the day, they were able to carry out that action, successfully. And after carrying out such action successfully, they were able to leave the scene, uncaught and unarrested. And it's unfortunate that today's world, what we hear today in Nigeria is condemnation upon condemnation upon condemnation and upon condemnation. Now, the question I used to ask myself is that, are you really sure that this number of people are killed? Are you sure it actually happened? If it did happen, do we have people that are placed in those environments as security agents? Do we have people in that environment as DPOs? Do we have people in that environment do we have establishments in that place that is called police, civil defense, and the rest of them? Okay, if they are there, what are they defending? What is their responsibility? These are Nigerians that are employed, given all the necessary gadgets and then they are there, not being able to do the action, to do what they have been paid to do. And these people who are dying every day, they are Nigerians, they are our brothers, they are taxpayers, and then we are not able to protect them. It's unfortunate that we keep hearing condemnation here, condemnation there, but what has happened has happened. For those who this matter affects now, is it not embarrassing for us to hear that a procession that is unprovoked, a procession that is not out to attack anybody, is being attacked? And then for those who attacked it, what would they say is their reason for attacking it in the first place? This is just a Christian procession. What would they say is the offense of those who are who are going by their own program? What do they say they happened? What would they say they did? So today is very painful to continue to hear this every day. And it was described by one of the commentators that Nigeria has become a killing field. That is Kwankwaso said Nigeria has become a killing field.
Yes.
There is you see, when you look at the terrorism index and you see all over the world, you see what it is. Nigeria is fast becoming the first because the killing is just unexplainable. It is becoming too much. And it is done in a barbaric manner that you just feel that, what could be the offense of these people to have died in this way? So I don't know. We are supposed to be proactive and not reactive.
All right, thank you.
The investigation, people are no longer, I don't know if we have, in those days we used to have people that they are called CIDs, people who don't wear uniform that are among us, that even if somebody is trying to plan something, if somebody is trying to perform an heinous crime somewhere, somebody is at the background picking information here and there to know. But that kind of attack, it should have been known to the security agencies that something like this is probably going to happen. Because those who are applying it are not ghosts. They are human beings and they are living amongst us. So it's unfortunate that it happened that way.
All right, let's go on a very short timeout, and when we're back, we'll talk about the realistic end to all these killings. Do we really have any solution to this? Well, we'll come to that after this very short timeout. And the number to send your messages to on our WhatsApp is 091 3655 6864. Don't go away, please.
88.7 FM.
You love food, but hate the discomfort that comes after? The indigestion that ruins your mood. Don't let stomach discomfort control your day. Gascol Antacid delivers fast relief you can feel. It neutralizes excess stomach acid quickly, helping you get back to what matters. It's effective, affordable, and easy to find. No stress, just relief. Choose comfort. Choose confidence. Available in pharmacies near you. Gascol Antacid. Fast relief. Full comfort. Gascol is a product of Fitzin Healthcare PLC.
Better iron and care, be good for your body, yeah. Are you not aware? Polyback, day for yeah. Now your daily friend, for your blood, be 10 over 10. Oh, yes. Feel your best, just do it on fast the test. Blood builder for everybody, healthy body for everybody, Perubina, product of Fitzin Healthcare.
Diamond FM, radio made for you.
19 minutes going past 9. You're still tuned into the Diamond Breakfast Show on Diamond 88.7 of Ilorin. And we've been talking about the recent happenings and chaos happening in Nigeria, talking about the loss of lives of several innocent citizens by assailant, or do we say bandits and terrorists in Nigeria. But then several prominent persons have only been, condemning the attack without any action being taken regarding this. But then the question I have now for engineer, my name is still Omonike Babatunde, and I still have engineer Jacob Somotayo with me. Well, engineer, do you think there's any realistic hope of an end to the killings? Because if we really look at it, we're fast becoming numb to all the happenings, the killings. There's no empathy again. We're more or less seeing it as a daily thing. Well, it's a normal thing that's happening now in the country.
Well, the killing is too much. That's number one. We need to admit that it is too much, and it is embarrassing.
Okay.
It's embarrassing to the government, it's embarrassing to the country, it's embarrassing to everybody. And then we need to look at it holistically. What do we do from here? Where do we go from here? Number one thing that was said before that we have been looking up to the government for is to allow state police to come to be. Now, that is still in the pipeline. But I think I will advise the government to empower the police. You see, this job of police is always being carried out. Today, what the armed forces are, what the Nigerian military is doing today, is supposed to be the job of the police. Those days when we are growing up, we know that we have different type of police. We have the mobile police, we have the regular police, we have the CIDs and the rest of them. That is what we used to know. But today, if they do exist today, they are not as functional as they were in the past. So I think it is better for us to energize this force. We need to equip them. We need to train them the more. If it is possible or necessary, I think we need to talk about bringing out that anti-terrorism unit and empowering them the more. Then there's need for recruitment. There are a lot of ungoverned spaces in Nigeria where when the soldiers, attack and do their clearance, there is no police officers and policemen to occupy those environments. So this everyday killing can stop if we are really interested in stopping it. They know how they carry out their own for their activities. They know how they plan it and how they execute it. But we can nip it at the bud if we have our ear to the ground. That's number one. And then we have people who are willing in the community to share intelligence report with these people in authority.
Okay.
And you see, one thing a friend used to tell me, he said, if you have it, I keep telling you, I want to give you this, I want to give you that. If it is just at the lips, it's just in my lips, you won't get it.
Yes.
But if it's in my heart to give you, it will be in my hand. Because if a man has it in the heart to do, that's why it's that some people talk about the will of government. If government is really willing, if it's in their will to do this, we will start nipping this thing at the bud one after the other. You can see how these guys have been coming from up there, and they have entered into the middle belt.
Yeah.
They entered into the middle belt. You can see what they are doing in Kwara. And you can find them on a daily basis on social media, showing their faces. They are in the videos. The videos are there on social media. They are showing their faces. They are sharing their loot even in the videos, and they are boasting. There was one recently that I saw yesterday. Somebody was I placed a video on social media and said that every particular religion in Jos must evacuate, or else they will kill all of them. It's and then the man is there in the open. It's not as if he's not a ghost. He's there. So this level of impunity must stop.
Okay.
We have to do something to stop this level of impunity.
But
People think they can do it and get away with it.
But then, engineer, you made mention of intelligence reporting by community members. Now, what happens when they do that? Is there any particular security for them now? Because now they're becoming a whistleblower, but then looking at it, having to report to the security when eventually probably the security outfit might not take action, but then you're putting yourself in danger. Or how do we go about
Well,
it?
remember that there's a law that protects whistleblowers in Nigeria.
Okay.
We have a law in that regard. So I believe that if that law is strictly followed, the whistleblower will be protected. And there's a way to do it. Yeah, there's a way to do it. I know that we had people in the past that has blown this whistle, and they are still very much alive, and they are doing very well. But the government should respect, the sanctity of human life. You don't know what it means to be gruesomely killed. For people to see that the death is coming, and the death actually came, and it's terrible. It's terrible, and I think that government needs to wake up to their responsibility.
All right, let's take reaction from our listeners. Government needs to take up their responsibility. We hope they will eventually do that, because the several lives being lost every day. We keep counting. I hope it doesn't get to millions, if not more than billions.
It's going to that already.
All right, so let's take reaction. 0913-655-6952. Hello, good morning. You're welcome, Mr. Godwin.
Nigeria, God Almighty, who is hiding under who to kill people in this nation? Who's hiding under who to kill people in this nation? Who's hiding under who to kill people in this nation? Wumi said it. He said that in the federal government, they know them, they know their name, they know where they're hiding, they know their supporters.
Okay.
See, today, federal government did not say anything where we don't tell the truth.
No,
Now, meeting for meeting, every day, no head, no tail. No innocent people be there. Look at our innocent people. For God's sake, in this nation.
All right.
Wake up.
Thank you.
Come and tell us the truth.
Thank you so much, Mr. Godwin. Thank you so much for that contribution. 0913-655-6952 still the number to call. 0913-655-6952. Let's take some messages on our WhatsApp. And here says, good morning, Diamond FM. Francis from Olulade will condemn as if we're high on condemn. As a president, why not declare state of emergency on these guys? Why killing all the time? And someone will come and tell us to pray. We're not praying anymore. It is time to get these bad eggs out of the system. Haba, every day, condemn. Okay. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Omonike.
Good morning, sir.
Morning to engineer.
Good morning, sir.
This is Officer calling.
You're welcome, officer.
You know, what is the sensibility and the mentality of those people? Because what did they gain in just killing people for no just cause? And me, I will not support anything that this politician said, like Rabbi Kwamosa Kwakaso. You know, the northern elite and northern politicians, they failed their people. I've always been saying it. These boys are their boys. They are the children they refuse to train. Because I don't find on how these things can be happening in Southwest. Because how would somebody come and tell me that I should go and kill somebody for no just cause? So the northern leaders have to rise up. You are just blaming the government. It's not only the government, the northern elite and the northern governors, emirs, they have to come together and come up with one voice.
All right.
This killing is too much. For not just one, what is the offense of those people now? No, I mean, like what the engineer said, we need the government should stop paying lip service to all these things. They should come up. People should be killed for killing people. You cannot just be saying we should integrate them, they will repent. Repent of what? Repentance belongs to God. Yes, please, repentance is your God. In the two only books we follow, whether you're a Christian or a Muslim, it is written there, if you kill, you should be killed. Where are we steering these people? Enough is enough.
Thank you so much, Officer. Thank you for your contribution. 09136156952. Kolade Ayinde says, whatsoever a government endures persists. Our state government should deploy security drones to preempt insecurity and tackle it in real time. And he said a secured community is possible. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. You're welcome, sir. What's your name?
Thank you for allowing my call in. I greet the guest. Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you. Your name again, sir?
Okay. I want to remain anonymous.
He's not allowed to remain anonymous. Okay. You have to give us a name.
All right. This was the calling from occasion.
All right. You're welcome, sir.
The last call I just said, see, there are more to this insecurity than what we are looking at. The government is doing a lot of work, but there are motives for these people that are doing these things. The last caller said again, the northern leaders, they are failed. You know, it's not easy for people from this southwest Ghana we youth to group up and go and attack a particular people. No, for what?
Okay.
How will we do that? But what is the gain of these people, this group of people that are doing this to the innocent, the helpless people? What do they want to gain? And this is what they did to Jonathan in 2015. They changed. They hate a particular tribe in ruling Nigeria. So they've come again to repeat the same thing to chase Tinubu out of this. And with youth, Westerners, we are wise up. We understood what they are doing.
All right.
We are not going to vote for any Northern.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is not the time to, advocate for anyone. It is your personal choice. Here says, good morning, Omonike. The insecurity in Nigeria today is beyond imagination. Jonathan was ousted of the office because of the same situation. While this government struggles with insecurity, economic insecurity is killing the citizens as well. Nigerians are often being fed with promises without commensurate action. It is well. Adiolu from Osin doing. Well, thank you so much for your contribution. Let me run through real quick. We need to go on a very short timeout. Here says, good morning, Omonike and Engineer Jacob Somotayo. This is Ade from Goma. Well, you wrote this in capital letter, more or less like you're screaming it. And it says, good morning, Omonike and Engineer Jacob. State of the society is a function of its government. He who rules determines what rules. The righteous must rule. The major problem of Nigeria the righteous must rule. The major problem of Nigeria is the leadership will. To call a spade. All what our leaders are after is 2027 election. They are not bothered, not concerned with all they want. Not concerned with all they want. Okay, God bless Nigeria. Thank you so much. But do well to help me put punctuations so I'll be able to, differentiate. Here says, good morning, Bamed of Femman. Your guest is quite unfortunate that this government has failed us and has proven their incompetence by failing them all. According to an eyewitness there, president of the youth, he said, Okay. And it says our question should be, when our military is compromised, then who is going to protect us? May God help us. Emmanuel from Ilori. Thank you so much, Emmanuel, for your contribution. And here it says, good morning. Until we face reality before this killing can stop, even if we're not proactive, what about after it happened? How many people have been arrested? I have never seen any court giving death sentence to any kidnapper court. If people are not caught or they are not punished, the circle will continue. Let the governors work with their local governments, identify the culprits. The law enforcement agency should also be unbiased unbiased. What is even the work of DSS? Is it just to wear black suit and task the DSS? He says, give them timeline, let their lives, let's take a life as a sacred entity. The whole thing rests on our leaders. Ola from Airport. Thank you so much, Ola, for your contribution. Well, we need to go on a very short timeout. Anthony, you wanted to make the contribution?
Yeah, I want to say something that is very germane. You see, we are working at cross purposes as a people, and that is the most deceptive thing. Okay. Now, you say a house that is divided, will not stand. And divided we stand, divided we fall. And now the thing is, you see the south, the north, this, that, there's a lot of deception. We are working at cross purposes. We are not working together. Somebody is there today. The other person there is an opposition, is an enemy. You look at the gathering of the new political party that has been adopted, and you can see the kind of enemies, flocking together. Will you ask them, do they have the interest of this country at heart at all today? Then you find that there is a lot of misgiving. There is a lot of people don't believe in themselves. People don't believe in another person. It's not my religion. It's not my tribe. It's not this. That is the greatest problem we have in Nigeria. And the problem that brought us to where we are today is amalgamation. With that amalgamation, we need to look into it again.
All right, engineer, we need to go on a very short timeout. Again, this message from Lawal from Ilorin says, the truth on the issue of insecurity in our country communities that our government and leaders are not proactive. The terrorists are more proactive than the government. Well, we'll go on a very short timeout. So when we're back, now we'll deal in several zeros. Well, talking about millions, billions, and even down to trillions, talking about the budget for 2026. Don't go away, please.
Your one-step dial, Diamond FM, shining supreme.
Everybody knows that Easter Monday is a day for Christian Drama Fiesta, popularly known as CDF. Even World Network invites you to CDF 2026. At this year's edition of the program, you will join thousands of others to watch Yvonne's latest movie titled Crucible, written by Jesu Tomisi Agbuola and directed by Shola Mike Agbuola. Date, Easter Monday, April 6, 2026. Venue, Equa Chapel, Amadu Bello Way, behind Challenge Bookshop in Lorry. Time, 4 p.m. prompt. Admission is free. Sister Mayowa Samuel and Atihila Music Band will lead participants in anointed praise and worship sessions. Do not miss this appointment with the host of heaven on April 6 at Equa Chapel by 4 p.m. Come with your family, friends, and loved ones. You will go back with outstanding testimonies.
Diamond FM, radio made for you.
Thirty-six minutes gone past 9. You're still tuned into the Diamond Breakfast Show on Diamond 88.7 on Farm Ilorin. Well, as I said earlier, we'll go in for the zeros, talking about the budget. In December, the president presented a 58.1 trillion naira budget proposal to the National Assembly. The budget is called Budget of Consolidation, Renewed Resilience, and Shared Prosperity. That's what it is themed. And earlier, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he wrote to the National Assembly seeking adjustment to the 2026 budget that was submitted earlier, talking about the 58.18 trillion naira. He said he proposed an increase of 9 trillion naira to raise the total budget from 58.4 now to 68.3 trillion naira. looking at that. Now, they said that the approval of the budget comprises 32.29 trillion naira for capital expenditure. That's talking about, infrastructures and several that they will build. 15.43 trillion naira for recurrent spending, talking about our day-to-day running activities, and 15.81 trillion naira for debt servicing. Again, 15.81 trillion naira for debt servicing, and then 4.80 trillion naira for statutory transfer. That's talking about our key institutions in Nigeria, talking about our judiciary. That is for them. But then, if we look critically at it, the major sector that the government wants to look into is the rail and infrastructure, the roads, the health sector, and the judiciary ahead of the 2027 election. And if you ask me, how do they plan to actually fund this? Well, the funding, just as we said, just as I said in my intro, it is based on the oil benchmark, that is the $75. Now, that's how the benchmark, they put the price of oil. This is the amount it's going to be. This is the amount we're going to get at the end of the day. Talking about, is it 2.5 or 25 trillion? I'm going to check my notes again. And then, again, from telecom and also borrowing of about 6.16 trillion naira. But then we're going to look at it. That's $6 billion. Okay, $1 billion. That's the amount. I have to make sure I give us all these, digits so we get a proper understanding of what we're about to talk about. Engineer, let's analyze this. This budget is called consolidation. Is it actually consolidating anything at all?
We are already enmeshed, and we are bankrupt because let's take a household, for example.
Okay.
You have a family, and this family has, bills to pay. They have things to do to make sure that the family is living well. But the family is earning, and the family is spending 75% of its money to do servicing of what they have borrowed. Then what it means is that the family is living perpetually in debt. And the family, other than doing what you're supposed to do last year, you brought what you're supposed to do last year into this year, and which has been budgeted for before. And in this year, you have gone to borrow to execute what you didn't do last year, that you budgeted for last year, and it's been brought into this year, and then it's not. So when you look at the trajectory, you look at the what we actually owe as foreign debt is 177 trillion that we are owing right now. And then you look at, not talking about our domestic debt, and you tell me how this country, Nigeria, will survive, going in this direction. This direction is like a tilting, driving a car that has brake issue on a very sharp slope. And then I hope it will not, it won't land where we don't expect it to.
Okay.
Now, the fact of the matter is, where are our accountants? Where are our financial analysts? Where are the think tank of government? What are they doing? What is our Minister for Finance, CBN governors and the rest of them? What are they doing? We know that we have been extremely reckless in the past, where we keep on, where the previous administration, was printing in trillions, in millions, and then we're using it. And then at the same time, they were printing and they were borrowing. And today, we have landed in a very serious hot pot of soup. And the hot pot of soup that we are landed into now, the fire that is burning that hot of soup is still increasing. But the fact of the matter is, today, we have domestic debts, we have foreign debts. We are running our budget. Our budget is run with borrowed money, and we are still borrowing. And I asked myself this question, that recently we had this Iran-Israel-US war that has scattered the financial situation of the world today. But the irony of it is that every oil-producing country earn almost double of what they were selling before. Right now, crude is at about $120 per barrel, and you have a budget of 65 before, and then you are now upgrading your budget to $75 a barrel. And then you, with these 2 months running of this war, I think rather than going to borrow, what is the gain we have made on the sales of crude in the last 1.5 to 2 months, going by what is happening in the world today?
Crude has increased, actually. As of today, it is now 98.6.
No, nobody is giving us any explanation. Nobody is telling us what we need to hear. They are keeping these things in wraps, and they are running it as if this is not a private estate. This is a government of the people. Okay, I don't know.
Okay, but
by the people and by the people. I don't know.
But engineer, talking still on that oil now.
We are in the dark.
Our government has placed a benchmark on it. Okay, this is an estimate of
75
probably,
now.
More or less is going to be this. But then they said $75. Now, this benchmark they've raised, well, let me say it's a calculated risk. But then going by the volatility of the oil price, the global oil market now, looking at it now, is already at $98.61 per barrel. Now, what happens to our budget? Is this a risk worth taking, going by the benchmark which they've given this? Because if this goes higher than that, we're going to run at loss.
I can tell you that Uganda are counting their blessings based on this.
Okay.
Angola is also counting its blessings based on what is happening today in the world. What do we hear of Nigeria? Are we hearing anything? Rather than hearing of the good news that this is what it has brought to Nigeria, we are hearing of borrowing. What are we borrowing for? Some of these borrowings are targeted at what? To do what? And to gain what? Is it that it's going to give us power 24/7? No. Is it that it's going to put water in our different homes?
Okay.
The answer is no. Is it that we will have good roads? The answer is no. The security that we're talking about today that has degenerated to this level, what exactly is going into it? In those days of, let me call it a blessed day of Babatunde, former military president of Nigeria. He wanted to borrow from IMF. He told Nigerians, he was asking of Nigerians' opinion on what to do with that. Today, what do we have? We have a Senate that is not asking questions. We have House of Reps that is not demanding for explanations. And then you find out, God bless the days of Senator Saraki as the Senate President, that will ask questions and will stand their ground to say, no, we don't believe in this. We can't go this way, or else we'll just end up getting ourselves into troubles and mess. But today, what do we have today? The Fabio-led Senate today is like dancing to the rhythm that I don't understand.
Okay, but then again, engineer, I'm going to talk. We're still talking about this budget is very broad, but then our time is really fast.
However broad this budget is, who is this budget helping? Who is this budget helping?
Now that's a question I need to ask. How will the common man, how will they survive? Now, looking at the fact that they injected 9 trillion naira into the budget at the last minute, I think it was about 4 hours to when the budget was being signed on. But then again, they said they're going to rely heavily on telecoms. Now, rely on telecoms, and this is going to will this not tell on the common man when they increase? Because trust me, the telecoms might increase.
If you talk about that,
sorry, engineer, about that again. Still coming back to it. We're talking about the oil benchmark now.
Yeah.
Now, what if the volatility I was talking about earlier? If that happens, what then is going to happen to the prices of commodities, of food, and even daily living of Nigerians?
Let me tell you, the common man is on his own. It's just a simple answer you want to hear from me. I'm not going to beat it, and I'm not going to beat around the bush over this matter. The common man is on his own. Okay. The common man The common man will only, you see, that is why we have religious activities festering in Nigeria and succeeding. You know, a country where people struggle to get a meal in a day. Who are those struggling to get a meal in a day? I don't know. Are they not the common man you are talking about? How much can the common man boast of today? What is the take home of the common man at the end of the day? Are you telling me that today he's not paying double for transportation from one place to another? If a person cannot move from one place to another, what then do you expect him to do? He's at the mercy of those he voted for some time ago that are not ready to answer to his plight.
Okay. Well, and then I have one more question to add. But then someone asked for the explanation about the crude oil being benchmarked at $65. Well, can you help us give explanation on that very briefly, or do I?
Yeah, I said. Right now we have about $120 a barrel.
Okay.
You know, in the world.
The person wants to get what it means in like few words, so that we can, because if we look at it, I don't know if I can I go in?
The initial thing was 65.
Yeah, 65. Yeah.
And then government felt it's no longer good enough for what they are planning to do.
Yes.
You know, is a project is just like a planned future program, and then waiting for income to come to execute them. So we are saying that they are now pushing the benchmark. It's allowed.
Okay.
That we have more money now. So let us agree to work with 75 rather than working with $65 dollar per barrel. And then that's what I'm asking. That is good. But the fact of the matter is that what exactly are we gotten in these 2 months of this war? And what are we going to do with that? Now looking at what you are going to do with that, we don't know. But you are putting loan forward to do what?
All right, engineer, I need to ask you one question so that we can take reaction from our listeners. One question now. The government, the president, the National Assembly has given the go-ahead for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to go ahead with the $6.9 billion, not naira, billion dollars loan. You might want to do the conversion with another 3 zeros behind. Now, but the former vice president, that's Atiku Abubakar now, has, condemned, don't let me use the word condemned again. He has expressed, deep concern now about it. And, would you say his concern is valid, especially when he says what Nigerians have witnessed is not legislative diligence, but a disturbing erosion of its oversight responsibility?
It's not Atiku that is disturbed. Me that I'm sitting here, I'm disturbed.
Okay.
Because when you want to bring down this into critical analysis, you ask yourself, how much are you owing? Because as you are sitting down now, you are owing. You don't know. How many millions are we in Nigeria? Then by the time you now put what they have collected, and let us not ask what they have done with it, because I can't really see. Now, if we now say this is what they have borrowed, how many are we in Nigeria? So divide that by the number of people in Nigeria. So you know how much you are owing the IMF and the World Bank and rest of them. So you now know, as you're sitting down here now, you know what your domestic debts are. You know what your foreign debts are. Every one of us, we are hanging the pendants of debts on our neck that we have to pay because it's not free.
Well, engineer,
it's not free money.
Let's take reaction from our listeners. As much
God
as
will help this country.
God help, as much as we're talking about the foreign debt and we're talking about the domestic. Now, the domestic debt has to do with some loans still taken inside the country. That in case we're trying to break it down. And for the person that was talking about the benchmark, when you're trying to place, bread is going to be about 5 naira. Well, let's make it maybe 10 naira. It's more or less if inflation happens. So let's place it at 10 naira. But then, before we made it 5 naira. So that's just a simple explanation to it, Lawal. I hope you get it now because I can still see your message. All right, thank you so much. Let's take your reaction. 09136556952. 09136556952 is the number to call. God help Nigeria. Hello, you're welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning, you're welcome.
Happy New Month to you and the...
You're welcome, Prophetess.
So this Prophetess Ayodele.
You're welcome.
Looking from airport.
All right.
Happy Fashion Week, Nigeria. Good morning. Happy
all right.
Week.
Prophetess, very briefly.
Things in the nation. Yes, I'll be brief.
Okay.
When we miss these 3 things, love, fear of God, and good judgment, these 3 things missing. That's why we are facing many challenges. But the only hope we have, our mighty Creator, will see us through Happy New Month.
All right. Thank you so much, Prophetess. Happy New Month to you as well. 09136556952. 09136556952. I hope we can still get to have a proper breakdown. Enough time to break all these down. Hello, you're welcome. Good morning, you're welcome. What's your name, sir?
This is Dr. Larry Okiki, exponent calling from Italy.
You're welcome, Doctor.
Happy New
Happy New Month to you, sir.
I want to commend the effort of the engineer and the presenter. May God bless you abundantly.
Amen.
I'll make snappy my comment this morning on Nigeria budget. So most of Nigerians used to be very sad or unhappy, including me, whenever I heard the news about budget. These students of Naira mentioning on budget didn't have a positive impact on the life of the people that our government are governed. So it is a pity for us. Finally, our leaders need to fear God and changing of their mindset and be sincere, be honest, and loyal to the masses. Because we can't be doing something the same way and be expecting the different results. Dr. Lani, all
right, thank you so much, Doctor, for your contribution. Here says it is better late than never. A shoot-at-sight order by the Defense Minister, Christopher Musa, is long overdue. However, it must cut across all the villages of the Federation. Equally, all the law enforcement agents, including the vigilantes and forest guards in all villages, should be given the same power of shooting at sight. If really it is within the federal government's sincere interest to stop kidnapping in Nigeria, all aforementioned groups of security must be provided with sophisticated weapons. Prince Bankole Owakajola, thank you so much for your contribution. So, yes, as I remember the days of Ibrahim Mantu, the Senate president, when they wanted to install an emir in Jos, it's still the same. Okay, all right, we will not go there. We're not going tribalistic or, inciting religion. Peter from thank you.
Oh, one of the underlying issues anyway. That's just.
Okay, well, we will not want to go there. Here says, good morning, Omonike. The insecurity in Nigeria today is beyond imagination. Oh, he sent the same thing again. Thank you so much for your message. I read that earlier. And here says, good morning to you in the studio. Instead of us to call a spade, the government has failed to secure its people. We are busy tribalizing the issue. When Buhari was also there, we experienced insecurity. Now some people are saying it is because they want to unseat the president because it's from the south. This, okay, if nothing else causes insecurity, is it the Northerners leaders are failing to supply electricity? Is it the northern leaders that are borrowing another money from the same seaport that they've already borrowed, money from? Well, from Abdul Wahid Okwoba. Thank you so much, Abdul Wahid, for your contribution. And here it says, good morning, Omonike. Good morning, our guest. We will continue to get it wrong as long as we continue to analyze government politics with narrow mind or on the ground of personal interest. Is it not easy to nurse a seriously sick It is not easy to nurse a seriously sick baby, Elder Yemi Asaju. Well, who is this sick baby? Okay, yes, good morning, Als. Let's understand ourselves. In a developing economic price, it's not always stable. People will still survive. There was a time, the price of a bag of cement was 5 naira. Now it is 11,000 naira. We didn't die. We shall survive no matter. Okay, so we shall survive. Okay, all right. I like the adaptability that we have. Here says, good morning. The guest and host, I'm Afola Bimi from Tanke. All the news outlets today have reported the loan and what is said it is meant for. The fast track of the loan is one of the disadvantages of the opposition budget. The government is very far away from masses. People don't understand anything, do not have the political will. Well, I mentioned it earlier. I said infrastructure, the health sector, the judiciary, and what else again did I mention? The road. Yes, the road also is there. Those are the 4 focuses of that particular budget for the year. Health, the judiciary ahead of the coming election, and those are, the major focus that they have in their budget. Well, probably when they give us a breakdown, a transparent one, then we'll know. Hello, good morning. Oh, please do well to call back. Hello. Okay, 09136556952 is still the number to call. 09136556952. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, you're welcome, sir.
Elder Peter from airport.
You're welcome, Elder.
I want to talk about the oil.
Okay.
During the time of Abacha, when we have the Gulf War, there was more money for Nigeria. And the oil was not increased by then.
So I didn't know what has happened now. Now that we're supposed to be earning more on the crude oil, they said that the government is saying that the increase in the crude oil has affected us.
Okay.
That is why they are increasing our oil. But one thing I know is that most of our leaders, they own refineries outside Nigeria.
Okay. Some, not
Maybe
most.
that is why they don't want they don't want the price to come down.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Elder. Thank you.
In Nigeria, most of the
Oh, I'm so sorry, Elder. Our time is fast spent. Well, that's another, do I call it a speculation to it now? Talking about that. But again, that is also deeper. For want of time, we can't dig deep into it. We will not be able to. Let's take one more reaction. Then we'll, take a bow out. Hello, good morning.
I'm John Fashiku.
You're welcome, Mr. Fashiku.
Good morning.
Thanks, for the way you have handled this case very passionately. But I want to say, we are just making our laughing stock of ourselves. Nobody is proving to be serious about the problem of this country. And I want to ask, is there no God-fearing person in this nation? If if government is saying you cannot speak, who is the government? Those of us, I'm sorry to say, but I can beat my chest. Late Omonike can bear me witness. Babatunde can bear me with witness, and several others in the early 80s when I was in the House of Assembly there. I was secretary to the clerk of the house, and when they planned a meeting in my office against another legislator, and I sent for the man. The man came and I told him, these people will betray you.
All right. I find time is fast spent. Very briefly, sir. Very briefly, we have less than 1 minute.
Okay, that's it. All right. All I'm just saying, I'm appealing to Nigeria. Let us stop laughing at ourselves. We should be crying. God bless you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. We appreciate you. Well, Mr. Fashiku will be our last caller for today. And he says, I'm in a sad mood on insecurity and borrowings. But unfortunately, Mr. Bamidele Ike, we sincerely apologize. Engineer, in 2 sentences, what would be your words to Nigerians?
The dial is cast.
All right.
And we have to do what we have to do. Right. We have to hold by the horn.
Thank you so
much. And we don't need to keep talking stories anymore. We have to do it as it should be done.
Thank you so much, Engineer. Thank you for coming on the show. And to you tuning in to listen, do have a wonderful day. Babatunde comes up shortly, and I'll see you 7:30 p.m., 3:30, 3 o'clock, 5 p.m., and also 7:30. Do have a wonderful day.
The sounds, the vibes, good talking, conversations. You can have it all on Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin. Diamond 88.7 FM, we've got you.
Diamond FM. Mo dé ní ìgbọ́kùn sẹ́rùn EAB. Ọ̀wá ní bàbá wọn. Ìkànnì wo lágbádé fún? Diamond lágbádé fún ọ̀rẹ́ wa. Kàkàròyìn. Diamond lágbádé fún ọ̀rẹ́ wa. Ètò tó kọ́ ní lọ́gbọ́n. Diamond lágbádé fún ọ̀rẹ́ wa. Ìlọrin Àfọ̀njá. Diamond lágbádé fún ọ̀rẹ́ wa. Àgbé pàwó. Diamond lágbádé fún ọ̀rẹ́ wa. 88.7. Diamond lágbádé fún ọ̀rẹ́ wa. Ìdásíwájú. Diamond lágbádé fún ọ̀rẹ́ wa.